Okay, at the break I had three good questions. They were exactly the kind of questions I was hoping people would ask in open class. So, I held back the answers until now, so I can tell everyone in the class who gets back in time. All right, actually, could I ask you to donate another piece of paper and make a second half sign-in sheet? If you can pass that around, just head it up, second half, exclamation point, 2 or 3 exclamation points should do. And then pass it around, and everybody who's back for the second half will get everyone to. So that's just in case somebody decided to slope off for the second half, and that way I know who's interested and not. Okay, the first question was about the reading. Now I've got this. That's okay. Just walk in front of it. It's meant to be amateur video. I'm not expecting an Oscar. Right. You could take that. You see this first line here? There's this line across here, and then there's 3 lines here of materials. You could put that down as catch-up or optional. The reading for next week is from, it says September the 3rd, madwizard.com, intro 01, HTM, and then the Theaetetus and the Mino with the red letters and the brown letters. And if you happen to have the book, page 48, and there's a quiz forecast on those readings. So this is the stuff I want you to read before September 3rd. Intro 01 HTM, part of the Theaetetus, and part of the Mino. And that's what I'm going to test you on. But again, that's the test where if it's a disaster, I'm not going to make you suffer for that. I'll give everybody full points. So hopefully this will go. Hopefully this will not be a completely horrible experience for everyone. So the next question I got is about the Odyssey format. This is actually a good and important question. Your first sentence is your thesis. Whatever your thesis is, you put it as the first sentence. Why would I want to read a first sentence that wasn't your thesis? I'm reading your paper to find out what you think. If you don't tell me what you think straight away, why write the paper? Why would you write anything before you tell me what you think?
No intro.
Say again?
No intro then.
Okay, yeah, I don't know what an intro is. I've gotten papers where somebody says, from the dawn of time, people have wondered about this. And I'm like, I write in red on them, at the dawn of time, there were no people to wonder about anything. Or, can you prove this? Or, this is not a good thesis. Why write that? What is the point of writing an intro?
We were trained to do that one.
Okay, what is the point of training people to write something that isn't the thesis at the beginning of the paper? This is a college paper. You're supposed to be demonstrating that you understand something. You're supposed to be giving a thesis and defending it. Writing something that has nothing to do with your thesis is not part of that. It is a waste of time. And it is also really boring. You don't want me to hate your paper before you've gotten to your thesis. Really, seriously. And I get these papers, and I have this thing, and I've had it happen, where I will open a paper. Oh, they wrote an introduction. When does this end? Where's the thesis? Where's the thesis? That first thing, and I will highlight it and write, not needed. And then they write the second paper, and they do it all over again. And I highlight it, and I go, not needed. This is a waste of time. This is wasting my precious moments on the earth. Look, gray hairs. Okay? I haven't got long. Right? do not want to waste seconds of my life, minutes of my life, reading introductions. I want to read your thesis and your reasons for your thesis. Anything else is mean to me, is being mean to me. It's a waste, it's a horrible, horrible thing. You start with your thesis. You start with what you're going to say. Now you may want to ask, may want to add you can add explanation and illustration. You can expand your thesis. You can say, you know, whatever your thesis is, you can say, Nostradamus predicted the existence of wombats. Don't make that a thesis. That's not a good one. But you know, whatever your thesis is, and then you say, well, when I say this, I mean this, right? And give an example or an illustration. Explain yourself. The more explanation of your thesis you give, the better. By the way, write as though you were writing for an intelligent middle school student. Try to write in a way that would be understood by a student who has completed middle school or is doing well in middle school. Because if you can make it understandable to a middle school student, you are writing really, 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 really well. If a middle school student wouldn't understand it, but a high school student would, well, you're not as good, but it's still okay. Right? Writing so a high school student would understand you, not as good as writing so a middle school student would understand you, but still that's okay.